amigos, bienvenidos al canal, bienvenidos a Vampyr. Bienvenido a este espectacular juego de misterio y terror. En el último episodio nos indicaba que la gente de la zona, los personajes le pasaban cosas. Pero la cosa es cómo darle. Vamos ahí, vamos a intentar investigar, porque tienen todos síndrome de agotamiento, pero hasta ahora no he visto cómo se le puede. Sé que hay una cura para ello, de hecho la he hecho, tengo la cura, pero no sé cómo ofrecérsela.
It's locked, all right.
Cerrada, vale. Entonces vamos a ir a ver. Venga, una cura para el agotamiento. ¿Por quién empezamos?
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Revisión médica. Sano.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
Está bien, solo necesito.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
De acuerdo.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
No es por aquí. Tampoco por aquí, porque por aquí se va a la morgue. El patio.
Nice sweet girl.
Vale.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No. I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Vale.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Agotamiento.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Don't waste your time with me.
Vale. Tengo aquí este que también. Bueno, agotamiento.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, I'm an idiot.
Weasley Array.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
I will see you later. Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Me quedo sin... Me quedo sin tratamiento. Tratamiento para anemia, para agotamiento, sí. Vamos ahí a ver si podemos hacer más. Anemia para el agotamiento. Fabricar 1, 2, 3. 6 de momento bastarán.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Never could keep anything from her.
¿Cómo está?
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening.
Vale. Pues nada,
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
How long must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
¿Cómo está? Cansado también.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
¿Cómo está usted?
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
¿Está agotado?
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Intentamos.
Do you need any medical help?
I'm afraid I...
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you.
Goodbye, Milton.
¿Quién tenemos más por ahí? Momento, tiene medicamentos, recuperando. Vale. Vale. Tengo que ir ahí. Ir ahora a la derecha y todo recto. Qué trabajito, niño. Tío, más cabezón.
There's more and more of these blood mixes every night. Aye. But there are a group more and more every year. When did you join the army? Best be your phone.
It's locked, all right.
No civilians allowed, sir. More and more of these blood mixes every night. There are a group more and more every year. We have to stop it!
Whoa. Sí, o durillo el tío.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
De frente y a la derecha. Por ahí. Supuestamente esto es un refugio. Vamos a descansar, subir habilidades. Si podemos subir alguna, yo creo que sí. Si podemos mejorar alguna arma también. Muy importante porque últimamente son los enemigos de nivel mucho más alto y no conseguimos hacerle mucho daño. Salimos a la calle. Vale, la cama estará en la parte de arriba. Muchos muertos, muchas ratas. Escondite desbloqueado. Vale, aquí podemos trabajar. Solo rehabilitante. Y tratamiento para la sepsis. Vale. Podemos mejorar esto. No. Tampoco. No podemos mejorar nada en cuanto a las armas. Vale. para subir de nivel. Bueno, pues nada. Firma. Aunque no haga nada. Vale, tenemos nuevos cansados. La pipa Hanky. Del Macross. Vale. Nuevos agotados, no pasa nada. Salimos otra vez a la calle para ir a nuestro objetivo. Esto es una pasada. Está en aquella dirección, sí. Dale la vuelta a la manzana. Vale. Mira, me vienen bien.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
Vale, ahí está mi objetivo.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Joe Peterson.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but I...
Right. Show me what you have.
¿Qué te puedo vender yo a ti?
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist?
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I'm more lost?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Vale.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Why do you hate nurses?
Before coming to London,
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
soon the time will come.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry,
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. Oh, great.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain...
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's...
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relative?
No, except for that strange man.
Where can I find him?
He spends most of his time lurking around.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza?
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die.
These are bad times indeed.
¿Qué está haciendo aquí tras la puerta?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth.
Arriesga su vida para
I saw many
revelar la
reporters
verdad.
do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many...
That's quite honorable.
Not at all, sir.
Have you any idea of the danger?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs in...
That science is unable to...
I confess, I share.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Bueno, chavales, lo dejamos aquí. Continuamos en el próximo episodio. Espero que os haya gustado. Si os ha gustado, no olvidéis darme un like. Hasta luego, chavales.